Today we're going to talk about insulin resistance symptoms. Insulin resistance means your body is not allowing insulin to escort glucose into your cells for energy. Here are 3 signs you may be insulin resistant. First, you carry too much fat in your belly. It's like you have a buoy around your middle. In medicine, we call it your insulin meter. The more belly fat, the more insulin resistant you are. No matter how hard you try, you can't seem to lose your belly fat. So why do you store so much fat around your middle? Because when there's too much sugar and insulin floating around in your bloodstream from poor diet, lack of exercise, or stress, it's highly inflammatory. Your hypothalamus perceives the inflammation as a threat and tells the most vital organs of your body, like your heart, your lungs, your kidneys, your brain, to resist letting this extra sugar in. Your most vital organs cannot store energy. For example, your heart, which is about as big as your fist, can either beat harder, faster, or grow bigger with the extra sugar. A big heart is not an efficient pump. So rather than wear itself out or grow dangerously, your heart cells become resistant to insulin, which keeps the extra sugar out. So where does it go? To your white fat cells right around your middle. They're made to store the extra sugar and never become resistant. So that extra roll of fat around your middle is a clue that you might be insulin resistant. Number 2, you don't wake up hungry. People with a healthy glucose metabolism wake up with a low blood sugar and insulin levels. Your hypothalamus controls your circadian rhythm, your day-night cycle, and knows when you're awake. It immediately senses your low blood sugar and stimulates your adrenal glands to release cortisol, which releases stored glycogen, sugar. But your hypothalamus knows the rise in glucose will not last, so it stimulates your hunger hormone, ghrelin. So you will break your fast, eat breakfast. You wake up hungry just like a little kid wanting cereal as soon as they're out of bed. That's a healthy response. When you're insulin resistant, you tend to have high levels of sugar floating around, which placates your hypothalamus until hours after you arise. Most people with insulin resistance do not feel hungry until about 10 a.m., sometimes not until noon, which is a problem because when they do get hungry later, they end up consuming the majority of their calories after dark when they are least metabolically active, which increases their fat storage. Now, don't forget to check out my free hormone reboot training where I will teach you the best exercise and diet to reverse insulin resistance. Number 3, your skin is darkening under your armpits, on your neck, and in your groin. Someone with insulin resistance will require larger and larger amounts of insulin to be secreted before glucose is taken into body cells, which eventually changes the way the body deals with sugar. One of these ways is making extra pigment. Skin darkening melanin is produced by melanocytes, which are concentrated in your armpits, your neck, your groin. The skin not only darkens, but it's thickened with a velvety texture. This condition is called Ancophis nigricans and is commonly found in insulin resistance, diabetes, obesity, and PCOS, polycystic ovary syndrome. Correcting the underlying insulin resistance is the first step to treat this condition. So check out my video on treating insulin resistance.